Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter when you're catching this particular replay, I'm Altovise at Altovise Unmuted across social media, and this is our 12 p.m. Logie call. Uh, Here's the thing: the world has fallen apart. Well, at least our Amazon world, people feel like it has fallen apart. There's been some new updates when it comes to Amazon reporting that have really shaken up the influencer community. And so we're going to hit on not just those changes, but something that is a great reminder. So I was watching a movie, and the movie was called War Machine. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. Mm-hmm. If you are somebody that likes Transformers, go check out War Machine. You'll understand when you watch it. Uh, but one of the things that was said in the movie was DFQ. And I'm saying DFQ is don't freaking quit. That's not the F word that they used. But for all intents and purposes, for this call, we're going to say don't freaking quit instead of their F word. But you can fill it in. Um, it's important to understand that changes happen and we don't have control over the things that happen on the platform. It's a free platform that we get to be on to be able to create content, to be able to make money, and to be able to get exposure. It's an opportunity. And so when we realize that DFQ is what we have to keep in our minds at all times, then it makes you take a deep breath and say, okay, let me go back to basics. Let me go back to what I know works and not focus on what used to work, but focus on what works with what I have now, which is really important. And so before we started the live stream, because we typically have like a 5 to 10 minute window where we go and kind of talk amongst ourselves in the chat. The question that I asked was, what is the thing that you're doing when it comes to, DFQ, don't freaking quit? What have you still been doing over these last few weeks as the world has been crumbling, right? People have been falling apart. There are literally arguments happening in certain groups, and it has gone haywire, y'all, haywire. But what are some of the things that you have done to be able to continue to move forward? And so the community members are members and influencers and content creators that are not just on Amazon. They're actually on other platforms as well. But they have been saying some of the same things is, listen, I'm still creating content. I'm making the investment. And listen, I'm not focused on the noise. Those are the biggest things, right? And that is really important for you as a content creator. Now, some of you may be saying, well, wait, how do we get to be in the actual call on Friday? Join the Logie Creators Group on Facebook. You need to go ahead over there, join that. And when you're in there, you'll actually get a few ways that you can join the calls on Fridays. You'll get a post in the group letting you know when the call is and the links for the calls. You'll also get an email letting you know when the call is and the actual link for the calls. The third way is if you go to the Logie site and they have a little space, their blog, and they have information for the call. So you can see the information there as well. I don't know if they still have the link located there, but you definitely have those other two ways that you can join. So when we talk about DFQ, and I was like, that's perfect for today's call because it falls in alignment with what I was already going to talk about today. And we got a plan for the future while in the present, which is something that someone told me yesterday, which was, again, really powerful when we think about it, because we can't go and say, well, I used to be able to do this. And that's where a lot of people's minds are, because they used to be able to do the daily fetch. They used to be able to get the sales of what they did per day. You can't get it anymore. It's not here. So what do you do when you don't have it, right? What do you do now? Some people have been talking about getting back into streaming, working with Pinterest. Listen, um, yes, and Megan even said it. She's been getting emails from brands about doing live streams. I've been getting brands reaching out to me on social media as well as on via email asking about live streaming, because I have been live streaming, and they're looking for influencers to live stream their content, to stream their products. Some of them are even looking for streamers that will live stream on their actual page, which gives you another opportunity if you know how to, finagle that and do some contracts in there as well. Let's see what else. Do, 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 do. Exactly. Look, Andrew said he was in my Valentine's Day stream and it was a good one. We had some good laughs. Exactly. Amazon apocalypse. That is what we are in. Yes, you can live stream on Amazon. There is actually a live Amazon Live app, and you live stream through the app and it's on your storefront. But also there is a section on Amazon where all the live streams are, and people can go and follow you as a streamer, and they can shop right from your live stream in the carousel underneath. Um,
Also wanted to add on, by the way, hi everyone. I wanted to add on with live streaming is that they have what's called an RMTP. So that lets you be able to connect it to like a OBS or Restream or StreamYard so that not only can you stream on Amazon, but you can also stream on all the other platforms as well. So if you wanted to kind of upsell the brand, you could say, hey, yeah, I can do the Amazon stream for X amount of dollars, but if you want to reach all my social platforms, why don't we do all of that as a package for this price? And hopefully you can get that higher price from that.
Awesome. And then Emmy put in the comments, logi.ai/events is how you can go to the Logi site to be able to get into the Logi calls. If you haven't done so already, again, you may have, like, somebody might have shared this with you. You caught on to it by a whim. You were doing a search on YouTube and caught it. That is how you get on and can get the information as well. We see a couple people in the comments asking about live streaming and like some examples of live streaming. There's a few people that are in here that have either gone back to live streaming or that do it regularly. Definitely want to check those out. I see some more people coming in. Hey guys, happy Friday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I see those coming through as well. Andrew said creating content for on and off site and preparing to launch product services of his own. That's another good one. Mm-hmm. Uh, and somebody asked the question, how much do you charge for live stream for a brand? Now, I know David Utepia used to do some really great ones for a couple of the brands, and a few other people I know have done some for the brands. I don't know if they're in here on today that have done the ones on the actual brands page, because and they're going to have different pricing, so it depends on what it is that you have to offer, how long you're going to do that live stream. Are they giving you these products? Are these products that you're already supposed to be having? Like, there's a couple things that kind of come into play when you think about that price for charging. um oh yeah, it's a fun, interesting experience, because when you're live streaming on Amazon, the people are already there shopping. So it just kind of, it works. People can follow you there. And again, they can shop right from the actual live stream. Um, yes, Andrew just asked a good question. Do we still have to do everything through the Creator app? Yes, we still have to do it through the Creator app, meaning you have to set up your title, your time if you're scheduling it out, and add and create like your list of everything that's going to be in your carousel. And then you get that streaming link that Lane was talking about to be able to put it into your third party streaming app if you want to stream it to multiple places. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Do. Antoine said I create a lot of my content from my live streams. That's the other thing with live streaming. So yeah, Stream Key. Y'all know. So with live streaming now, whereas it has evolved from what it was back when we first started live streaming on the app, now they have like timestamps. And so as you're talking about a particular product, Amazon automatically timestamps that particular time frame, that block, and you can actually use that as a shoppable video. You can make it a clip, you can download it, so that way you can post it on other platforms as well. So you have so many different options that you can do. Also, when you're done your live stream, you can create a idea list from all the products that were right in that particular live stream. And that allows you to be able to go ahead and kind of share that list out, because you can share that list out on Bendable, on Pinterest, on some of your other platforms. If you want to do like, I, I'll give an example. You can do like after you go live, share a picture in your story with the link to the list. These are some of the products that, well, these are the products that I talked about in my last live stream. And it takes them right to it, which is off-site traffic. We're bringing them, well, no, it is off-site because we're bringing them to the storefront. You're bringing them to that particular list, and they get to see everything right there. And then with the idea list, you can now leave like little like notes as well, but I don't do the notes just yet because I have way too many idea lists for me to do all that. Yeah, definitely something to look into. Okay, so when we think about the first thing, stop trying to guess. I know this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. Don't guess. Everything we need is in the documentation, it's in one of these video replays, or it's within the community. We don't have to guess. And so when we think about that, there are so many people that are just like trying, again, like somebody said earlier, just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. We don't know. We don't have to do that. Listen. Exactly. Andrew said it. Know your numbers from your previous reports. Know your numbers when it comes to like your conversion rate, things like that. I know right now with your reports, you don't get your daily numbers, which is hard because a lot of people were using that to be able to go and do the research, to be able to get
Hmm.
products, to see, reach out to brands or creator connections and all of those things. But you don't have access to it. So instead of gloating over the fact that we don't have access, now's the time where you focus on what it is that you can do. So create that plan. Stop trying to guess. You don't have to. You really don't. And even when we come into a community, if you're in a group, one of the things that I literally try to tell people, when you go into a group, do a search of whatever keyword or information you're trying to find out. And any post about that will come up. Go and look at what people have already been saying, especially because it comes up with the most recently engaged post. So it'll give you the most recent conversation about that particular topic. You don't have to just kind of be blind. Now we have enough moments where we are trying to do this blind with not knowing everything that's going on. So you don't have to do that. Go into the group, do a search, see what pops up. And then if you have a question, even after reading through it, in that particular post, tag the person that did the post or somebody else that was in the comments that you want to ask another question of. It again, it adds engagement to that particular post, and it's already conversation that's being talked about. So it doesn't clog up the group with having a whole bunch of posts about one particular topic and nobody's really getting the real answers. They're getting 50, 11 things. Oh, yes. Okay, let me do. You know what? No, Antoine, I'll have you come off and give the live streaming tips, and then I'll go to number two.
All right. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Yeah. So I've been live streaming probably, man, for over 4 years now. And when we first started, it was only on the Apple device. So I'm anti-Apple, so I had to get an Apple device. But now you can get the Amazon Live app on Android, and it's really nice. But one of the things that you said that after your live stream, it creates this idea list. That's really good, but you really should create your idea list first because when you're loading up from that Amazon Live app, you kind of want to it'll be easier for you to add your products to that. So I mean, if you've done that, you understand what I'm talking about. And then one of the other tips that's going to help you is that whenever you do live streaming, make sure that you schedule it because Amazon will put that out and it'll notify the people. Because my sister, hey, I'm getting these notifications when you're going live. Sometimes people just say, hey, I'm gonna do a live and it's gonna jump up there. That's okay. But also too, posting before you go live. I noticed on TikTok that's been really good. If I'm gonna go live on TikTok, if I post before, I get more people there. So these are and like you said. I'll be honest, I make a lot of money from live streaming because the brands pay you to live stream. And as I think somebody said, you can get so creative with packages. It's so fun. I say, hey, I'll do this number of live stream. I'll give you this number of minutes in your live stream. Do you want a dedicated live stream? It just opens up the revenue stream. And like you said, with all these changes going on, just focus on what you can control. And live streaming is, like I say, is starting to come back a little bit because you can kind of pick up some extra money from that. That's it.
Most definitely. And it's so interesting because that goes into the second part that's on this list, which is build brand relationships. One of the things that we talked about last year, before it even got as bad as it is now, we talked about this last year where at some point you were going to see brands sending less and less samples because they're not getting the content, they're not getting the conversion, and it's just not, they're on the brand side, they're frustrated. Like there's a lot going on and they're just not sending out as many samples as they were before. So building brand relationships, this is your opportunity to do just that. Hey, if you live stream, then let that be the foundation for how you build that brand relationship. If you're somebody that is creating content, let that be the way that you build that foundation. If you've created content for a brand, reach out to the brand on Instagram. Some of them have their emails available. Reach out to the brand and say, hey, I've created content for your particular product, and this is how well it did with, clicks or views or conversion. Like, this is how well it did. I would love to be able to work more with your brand. Do you have any new products coming out that I would be able to promote? Like, again, this is your leverage. Y'all know for years, I've always told y'all, what? Know your numbers. To the point where they was trying to turn it into a drinking game during the call. Know your numbers. Because when you know your numbers, then you're allowed to be able to use that as your leverage. And it doesn't matter if you're a big influencer. It doesn't matter if you're a micro influencer. It does not matter. When you know your numbers, you have something to stand on. And so this is the time where people are frazzled and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And this is your time to build those brand relationships. It's going to be very important. And with that being said, if you haven't joined Logi is one of those ways where you can build without having to actually be connected directly to the brand. The opportunity is there for you to be able to get samples, invest in samples, for you to get samples that some samples are sent to you. And again, you could create the content. It's not as oversaturated as some other places are. So you get that opportunity and you have a platform that is actually advocating for you. One of the things I will say when we talk about like building community and being actually heard as an influencer, as a content creator, when we look at Oink and when we look at Logi, both of these are platforms that really advocate for us as influencers and content creators. You can see in how changes are being made. So with the changes that were made in Oink, literally they changed. Fizz has been working behind the scenes, changing things. He then sent out, I think we've had like 2 to 3 updates in the last 2 weeks. 2 to 3. And then also Logi has been doing some pivoting behind the scenes. They've been doing some research. They've been investing in some things and looking at some stuff. Listen, there are some pivotal things coming to Logi. And again, it's with you, the content creator and influencer, in mind. That is so important. It's important because, again, we can't control what changes are being made. We can advocate all we want and say we want Amazon to bring back the daily reports. If they never do, are you investing your time and your finances in platforms that are investing in you as well? Build brand relationship. So it's not just about the individual brands, but also about the companies that you're using as a content creator, as an influencer. Very, very important. And because Antoine just asked the question, how will Logi pivot now that we cannot match sales to matched items now? Guess what? they got some things coming. They've already been asking questions. We've already had some conversations because, again, it's about what can I do to help the influencer, to help the content creator. And again, he's thinking about the brands as well because he's like, what can I do for the brands? Because we lost the information, they lost it too. We're not the only ones who lost sight of their info.
And I want to tag on to that. It seems like we haven't really lost all of the reporting as well. Like we can still see some of the sales from a few days back. It's just not the immediate sales that we're seeing. So the data won't be as updated as soon as possible, if that makes sense.
Right. And then some of the stuff we're seeing, because they did say like it, if it's like lower than 4 sales, then you may not. Right. And they said it, Stephanie said it in the comments. If it's lower than 4 sales, then you won't particularly see it. But here's the thing. If it was lower than 4 sales, was it something that you really wanted to pay attention to?
Right. And it could have been smaller items too, right? So I'd prefer to focus on the bigger ticket things. Might make a little bit more money that way.
Well, yeah, yeah. I had that question, because I do like the power station. Those are big units. I don't sell multiple of those at a time. Like I had one come through last night about $63. I know that was a power unit, but I can't see it on my report. So I mean, and then that particular brand wants me to report every time we sold one. Well, I told them I can't. I don't know. So that puts me in a pickle.
And that was one of the things we were talking about before, because unfortunately, with the change, I said a bunch of companies are going to go to Creator Connections. And what did I see people talking about this week? Such and such brand, such and such company went to Creator Connections, and that's how they're doing all their samples, or that's how they're doing all their work with influencers now. This brand went to, I told y'all that because I had already known that and had conversations with brands and companies beforehand that were like, no, we got to go because we can't get the information that we would normally get because certain ones, influencers had to create a sales data sheet to be able to submit what it is got sold, and we don't have access to that anymore. Stephanie says she also noticed in the reporting documentation Amazon sent us, they suggested checking your sales report once a month, LOL. And yeah, a lot of people were checking it daily, multiple times a day. And especially because we were doing the fetch and we were doing other things. So we were checking it on a regular basis. And they're like, okay, now I will say this as a business, on the business side, imagine what would make them change that. Like there's a list of a whole list of things, of reasons why they could have changed it. But we also know that, think about this. If you see people and the questions that they are putting in some of these groups, imagine what emails Amazon was getting on a regular basis. Yeah, pandemonium. You can only imagine, right? And even with you doing it once a month, because even with Oink had the feature where you could see your sales for the last 30 days. It allows you to, again, kind of take a step back and refocus and say, okay, am I focusing on what's selling the most? So that way I know what else to invest in and things of that nature. Listen, that part. Stephanie said it was a motivator for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it was. And so then we have to switch it up and say, okay, so how do I change that? What's going to be the motivation now? And then also it changes up, how am I going to do product research? What is that going to look like? What is that going to sound like? The product research, since I'm not using the daily sales or the Halo sales, what am I going to be using when it comes to doing the research and checking to see what kind of products I'm going to invest in? So again, that's where that looking at your 30 days, now you're going to go and say, okay, for the last 30 days, these have done really well. It gives you a better focus because, again, you may have some products that is just a one-off, but as Antoine shared, sometimes it's a one-off because it's a higher price item. and they don't always sell as much as some of the lower price items. You have some lower price items. I have some lower price items that have been selling consistently for 4 years, and it's still selling. And it's still selling. I have some.
Hey, Antoine, this might help you. I'm just kind of going through my reports right now, and it won't give you the exact sales, but if you go to your on-site store earnings page and you click on, yesterday to where usually you would see all your sales on the bottom right there. Click on commissions so that you're on the commissions tab, and then on group by, click linked product. Now, it may not work the first time. You may need to click through to a different group by, but then go back to link product and then change your results per page. I usually just put 100 because I usually have more than that. But then once you do that, you can at least click on clicks, and then that should order all of your clicks for you. By how many clicks that product got, and you might even be able to click by items shipped as well. But that is going to be capped at 4. But it still gives you a going point. You can at least tell the brand, hey, we got this many clicks on this particular product. I don't know if anything sold. But maybe it looks like I might have sold one because my commissions were higher or something like that. Just, as opposed to leaving them in the dark, you can at least tell them some clicks there that you got. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then also when it comes to product research, sometimes again, we've talked about this before. Some people, when it comes to investing in products, they get a little nervous because they're like, I don't know what to buy. Why would I don't know what to purchase. What if it's something I'm not going to use? Well, here's the thing. I've been known to say to my friends, hey, send me your wish list. Send me your Amazon wish list. What's on your wish list? If it's something that I know somebody needs or somebody is looking for, then I'll grab it. I've told my kids, hey, send me your wish list, to the point where they'll get something and say, hey, mom, you want a video of this? And it's not me saying, I need you to make a video of every single thing you buy. No. But again, it makes a difference because it gives you a variation in your content sometimes, because you're getting stuff that you use, stuff that you need, or stuff that you want to try. But then also, if they have a different dynamic, their home is set up different. They have a pet, you don't have a pet. There's things that you can get, and now you can offload that stuff. Because we also talk about, because I heard y'all, can I tell y'all, I do so much research when it comes to how I come and share with you guys on Fridays. I do so much research when it comes to what other people are doing when it comes to content creation. And on TikTok, they are telling people to do all the wrong things. All the things that we know that we are not allowed to do in our program. Woo, child. I listened this week to maybe 3 live streams. And on each live stream, and these are people that are in their creator pilot programs and all of, and I'm listening and I'm like, oh, you can't do that on Amazon. Oh no, you can't do that on Amazon. Oh no, they better not come to Amazon with that. Oh, the recording inside of stores, that y'all, so many things. And again, we know that when something goes wonky on TikTok, people start wanting to be in the influencer program on Amazon. When things kind of start going wonky here, they kind of fluctuate over there. Man, I said, "Ooh, they telling them all types of stuff." When they find out about that FTC, when they find out about the FTC, woo, it's gonna take them by storm. You're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna be real mad, real mad, especially with the IRS going and making updates, and so that way they can now pinpoint more things when it comes to content creators and influencers. So we often think, oh, they have it easier over there, or they're making more money over there because they're doing some of the things that they're doing, or even some of the things that people have done on Amazon is not necessarily stuff that you are supposed to be doing. Remember, always read terms of service and know FTC for yourself. Know it for yourself. Because if something happens, you can't go and say, well, such and such did, they don't care. Such and such said, they don't care. We do not care. They don't care. So you want to make sure that you are protecting yourself as a content creator and an influencer. Again, you are the what? Business and the brand. Whether you're a micro influencer, whether you've been doing this for years, you are the business, the brand. And so again, understanding these things, they tell you to do a lot of stuff that you can't do over here. And I was just sitting in the comments sitting in, and I'm like in the comments asking kind of questions, and I'm like the responses, I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. wait a minute. To the point where I'm making all types of faces. My sister's looking at me going, what are you watching? I said, yeah, no, we can't. And unfortunately, you do have a lot of people that will go over there and think, oh, well, if I can use it on that platform, I can use it on this one, and can't. Antoine said, I thought I was the only one. I just brought my sister a home warming gift and asked her to do a video. Listen, it's true. There are so many ways for you to get samples and get access to samples. And again, if you're making it so it's not cringy, unless you're going, I need you to make me a sample. I need you to make me a video. I need you to do it now. No, we're not doing all that. So if you're actually having conversations with them and you see that it's mutually beneficial, if it's mutually beneficial and they're just like, all I'm doing is send you a video of something. Okay. If you can get something off my list, okay. My kids will say, oh, mom, my youngest daughter lives in a different state. And she was just like, oh, something happened. And she was like, she needed a pot and pan set. All right, I'll get one and send it to you. She said, okay, I'll do the video. It's just that simple. and they've been around me throughout this whole process. So they know the different angles, and to the point where it was funny because she did the video the first time and she said, Mom, I'm gonna send you a new video. She said, I did one set of videos and pics, but I'm gonna send you another one. She said, because I did it at night and I don't like how the background she said, I don't like how the background looks. So I'll do it again tomorrow when it's daytime and I'm cooking. I'll go ahead and get you some shots. Again, build that relationship. So yeah, you got your home and other homes. I've given out, I don't know how many tire inflators and battery chargers and all types of stuff, y'all, because again, we're working this thing out as a team. Somebody else said, I can't wait for my neighbor's backyard patio furniture to arrive and see how much they like it. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. And it's a great way. Listen, you can go and actually support people in the community. You can go and gift stuff. You can get, if you have a leaf blower, you can get a leaf blower and give it to one of the neighbors. All you gotta do is do the videos for it and just gift it to the neighbor. No harm, no foul. Stephanie said, I also noticed something very strange. There is an unknown on the download links report. These are the thousands of clicks I see in my Logi data for my storefront, but don't show as clicks. Yeah, and it's interesting because we have to understand too, they're trying to adjust it and do all these adjustments, which is why we're seeing all of these fluctuations and all types of other stuff. We see it every time they make adjustments, y'all. Every time they do something new, we see it. Even when they don't tell us that they're working on something, you'll notice it because your whole system will glitch and your numbers will drop. They'll fluctuate. You'll have missing date. Like people were talking about having days where they don't have no sales on here no more. They don't know what's going on. Money just left. We had the same thing happen a couple months ago. And so, yeah. And they're giving some responses in the comments as well. Sheryl said, of course, the FTC will catch up. With the sale of TikTok, things are going to change because China didn't care. And I think that's part of it too, because what could go in China is not what can go now with whoever owns it now. So yeah. Antoine said, don't follow the crowd, follow truth. Exactly. We also said, okay, when TikTok went down and people came here, the amount of people direct linking their product videos instead of product pages. Yep, there was a lot of stuff happening. And we saw an uptick of people stealing videos. We saw an uptick of people, because that was the other thing. They were, y'all, when I tell you they were teaching people how to use other people's content, y'all, I said, oh, my Lanta. Oh, y'all don't have no integrity in this place. Okay. All right. Stephanie said, I did a video at a large children's event recently, but all you can see in the video is my daughter's, my hand in the product. Yeah, you got to be very careful about having, especially depending on where you are, because there's laws. Some places, some states have laws now when it comes to having children in the videos. There's so many things. And people, again, they get into it and they're just like, oh no, this is what I do. And I've been successful at it. And I've been doing it for this amount of time. And then all heck breaks loose and they're like, I don't understand. And no, you can't do that. We got to know what's the rules. What are the rules? We got to go by that. Sheryl said, that's how I am remodeling my house. And the house that Amazon built. I know that's right, Sheryl. Let me tell you something. If you don't look at Sheryl's videos, you're missing out. Between the chickens and the remodels and stuff, Sheryl does a lot. A lot, you guys. A lot. And she shows you literally that's how you do content. And she's using these products and doing her content and doing her videos, but it's stuff that she's already doing. It's stuff that she already, she already needed to invest in. So she got it. And she can do the same, videos and post videos on, as shop over videos, so many things. Also, for those of you that are, I'll ask this question. Are you utilizing the link feature in your bio on social media? And here's why I'm saying this. Some people will put in their bio their direct link to their storefront. Some people will put in their bio a landing page or a website. Some people will put in their bio a direct link to a product that they're promoting, that they've been showing in some recent videos and things like that. How are you utilizing that bio link ability specifically on, right now you have it on Facebook, you have kind of it on TikTok, you have it on Instagram. Are you utilizing that to its fullest capacity? Because I've seen the best way to do it is to have a landing page. But if you have a landing page, your landing page must be in your approved sites list. That link to your landing page, the direct link to it, has to be in that list on Amazon in your dashboard. But also, you can go and highlight certain links to certain products in there. You can, set it up in different ways depending on if you're using Linktree or some of the other ones. So are y'all utilizing that space? And if so, how? Facebook moms groups. Who needs a leaf blower? Listen. Guess who will be a favorite neighbor when you're on vacay and need trash taken? Exactly. Exactly. And there's so many people that need it. Now, granted, in this community, you have people that do different things when it comes to their samples. You have some people that keep their samples. You have some people that donate their samples. You have some people that sell their samples. If you missed out on what Lane said about having somebody else to be able to put stuff up on Marketplace and then being able to split the fee with them, like split the money, game changer. That's a game changer. Because now all I gotta do is send you the picture. Send you the picture. Have somebody that you trust that can be able to take care of that. Game changer. Because there's some stuff that you may not use, and all you've done is opened it to create a video, or might have used it maybe once or twice to be able to do the video, and then that's it. Game changer.
You don't even need to take the picture because the person selling can take the picture for you too. And then if you want, I haven't set this up yet, but I've thought about it, is take those pictures, like get them to just drop them into a Google Drive or something, and then you can upload those to Amazon as picture content.
Exactly. Stephanie said Amazon is like a toddler with chocolate covered mouth saying, I don't know what happened to the candy bar. What candy bar? I didn't see any candy bar. And sometimes it definitely feels that way. Um, it definitely, oh yeah, it definitely feels that way. Um, Yes, come on. Sheryl said a lifestyle video is better than a bland video. Some people shows I can talk, y'all. Show people something interesting and let them picture themselves using the product. Exactly. So recently I uploaded a video. Y'all just love me for who I am. I was trying on a wig, and the wig just it gave me old school like Tina Turner vibes. So I FaceTime my aunt, recorded it, and her response was hilarious. But again, that's me in a nutshell. That's me on a regular basis. Just, I'm gonna call her, I'm gonna make her laugh. By the end of the video, she was like, "Are you all right over there? Are you okay? Is everything okay over there?" Uh, but it's a game changer. And you're already using it. If you try something and you break it, say that. I've done that. I've done it. I've tried something and it didn't taste so well. Can I tell y'all? So shout out to Logie, because Logie has this product called Kickballs, and it's a caffeinated gum. And the day I got it in, I said, "Ooh, sissy, try this." I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna try to blow a bubble." I couldn't blow a bubble, y'all. I couldn't blow the bubble with it. I was like, "Is it me? Am I the problem?" And I had more than one piece in my mouth. My sister goes, "I'll try it. I can blow a bubble." Little sisters, y'all know, those of you that have younger siblings, y'all know. Not too much. Y'all know what they do. I can do it. So she takes two pieces and puts them in her mouth and is chewing, chewing, chewing. And she can't blow a bubble either. Maybe about 10 minutes go by, and she starts sounding like Buster Rhymes. She's talking so fast. When I tell you, I could not stop laughing. The next day, the next morning, she comes in my room, and I recorded her so I could have the audio. And she's like, "What was in that gum?" She said, "I was up till 4 a.m." She was up till 4 a.m. What does it say on the back of it?
One is equal to 2 espressos, and I had two, so I had 4 espressos worth.
Yeah, one is equal to 2 cups of espresso. And she had two, so that's 4. And she was up till 4. I mean, like, not like up, like sluggish, like she was like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like it was the middle of the day. You learn things. It happens, right? It's interesting. It's a journey. But people want to know that. So the gum works. You may not be able to blow a bubble, but you will have energy. You will have energy 100%. I'm looking at the comments again. I see some people that said I just switched to Linktree. Great. I do Linktree in all my socials. Great. Great, great, great. If you're going to do live, keep your products so you have them on hand. I will. That's a great suggestion as well, Cheryl, because I've found that my lives do better when I have stuff on hand than as opposed to trying to do the videos. Because back in the day, okay, so we used to just show the videos, but then some things changed because people were doing shanky yanky stuff and they were showing videos that wasn't theirs. They were showing just the product page and all types of other janky stuff. So having it on hand has just been better for engagement and things. And what Antoine told you guys earlier about sharing the live stream beforehand, I always see more engagement on my live stream when I share it beforehand than if I don't share it. And I also share it after the live stream as well. So I live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. And then today I'll share out, hey, if you missed my live stream, here's the replay link. It makes for again, because people can still shop from those live streams. They're evergreen. Like you could not live stream for a year and still have people shop. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Altovise, I have a tip because I'm doing tons of eBay now. That's my main focus right now. But what I've been doing since I've moved and I've got my 1,000 square foot office for doing all this, and we're resorting everything to keep eBay away from Amazon. I'm getting rid of the products that are no longer there, because that's what you're going to find, especially if you get a lot of free products. They are going to be gone before you even get the damn video done. The products are gone. So those can go out the door unless I actually need them, or my neighbor next door, because I have one neighbor, if she needs them, that's fine. But the products I want to keep that are your brand name, your evergreen pretty much products, I've got the big bins, the huge bins. And so I am lining up the smaller products in a show. So if I'm going to do a coffee tea show, I'm going to put in the coffee pots I want, the coffee cups, the teapots, all that in a bin. I'm going to label it with my paper tape that says Coffee Show 1. And then the next bin, I may have craft stuff that I don't use. I don't do that crap, but I'm going to put it in a bin, and it's going to be craft show number 1. So when I get ready to line up a show, there's no running around the whole basement looking for which products I want in this show. And I'm going to make idea list with craft show number 1, coffee tea show number 1, and make those lists. So all I got to do once I get this all organized, because I've got 10,000 Hot Wheels and 10,000 comic books sitting over here. So this is a work, in progress. But I can grab one show, bring it back here, set it on this table, and I have everything lined up for my show in that one bin. And I don't have to sort and stuff, because instead of just making videos, I'm going to get back into doing more lives on my one channel. And I just figured for all of you that are looking, keeping these products is a pain in the butt if you don't have a dedicated area. So this might be a way you can line up in your garage or in your closet, line up an entire show, do that show. It doesn't matter if you do that show today, and then you do it again next week or in 2 weeks, however often you're going to, and you put other shows in there, because whoever watches my show today probably isn't going to see it next week, or the person next week didn't see the one today. So just line up your shows, have them handy. You can store them and stack them and pull them out, because the hardest part with doing lives, and I'm sure the people that do lives will tell you this, is you have to decide, what am I putting in my show? Where in the heck is it? You've got thousands of products and you're like, did I give it away? Where did it go? So this is my big tip of getting organized, because I am a major shit show in most of my life, but some things I can organize and say, this is the best way to do it. So there's my tip for the day. I've just saved you all a lot of problems that some of us have been doing for 5 and 6 years, and it took me that long to figure it out.
Indeed. And it also allows you to be able to, you can redo like the same topics. Like, again, if people know that they can come to you for that, like Rome knows tech. What is Rome going to talk about? Tech.
Can I interrupt with a live question?
Oh, sure
Because
can.
I had an idea. I used to race cars professionally, and it's like the beginning of racing season and that kind of stuff. I was kind of thinking, are we able to do live streams, kind of have a live stream on a topic that's completely not related to shopping? Like, can I have like a Formula One chat show or an IndyCar chat show, have products and be showing them through it? But like basically the conversation has nothing to do with the products, has to do with like a subject matter to kind of create a like a weekly show,
What I
I'm
would
gonna
almost like
tell
a blog
consider,
or a
what I
vlog.
would consider is getting model cars of the race cars that you could talk about, and then you can expand upon your story or experience based on the car, whatever. But yeah, you can kind of go off track from what I understand a little bit, but then you want to bring it back to the product.
whenever I do, because I do car show videos, that's how I got my original Amazon influencer. And what I would do is I would talk about upcoming car shows or even show pictures of lowriders or rat rods or whatever and slide them in. But my topic was about car shows and different cars, but I threw in there the video or the video equipment I used. Or
Right. I mean, I was figuring I could, all the kind of things that us boys like that play with race cars, whether it would be tools or cameras or power banks or whatever, but like have the conversation have nothing to do with really like a traditional live stream on Amazon.
Well, the one thing I will
the
say is Amazon
boys,
is very adamant.
did he say things that boys like? And so
They listen, yes, there are things that boys like.
He's saying it because he's a boy.
And I'm gonna say, like, if I was talking about face cream, I would say things that girls like. Fair.
So on Amazon, they do want you to, at some point, talk about the actual product. They're
Right.
adamant about that. And here's the thing, there's not a person that's like watching the video, but they want to see that you're, changing what's being featured at the bottom, that you do have some products. Now, if you have it where it's maybe 3 to 5 products and you're, talking, and at some point you're going through and you're talking about those 3 to 5 products as well, then
Right.
think that would still work, but they're very that I can't remember if somebody has the link to the actual rules for live streaming on Amazon. I think that was part of the things in the actual rules for live streaming is that they want you to talk about the actual product
Right.
have linked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it is a shopping network, so you got to make sure you're talking about the products. I mean, that should just be, simple there.
So yeah,
You would think so. It's one of those things that doesn't, you know, like
yeah, because it's like you want to be able to drum up engagement and have conversation, and like Amazon's a great platform when you think about it. There are people, they're there. There are
and
people.
Well,
yeah, well,
yeah,
you would think,
yeah.
why would Amazon care if I could get 100 people sitting there to talk about Formula One with products going in front of them? Like, why would they not want that to happen, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
but it is Amazon, and they do everything backwards and wrong.
Well, yeah, let me give an example. I do a lot of author interviews. So, I'll basically just have one book down there, but we're talking about everything, but we do eventually talk about the book. But I'll be honest, my author interviews are like the most popular because they're talking about I did one pastor, he wrote a book. His entire congregation came up to my live. I had over 100 something people. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." But yeah, as long as you eventually get to the product, I think you're good.
Yeah, so you would have to talk about at least something down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
but
and you
as long as you talk,
mix in, I can even get somebody to sponsor it. I could say I was sponsored by Anchor or whatever, like I could do that in 2 seconds. But I just didn't know whether you had to just sit there and kind of talk about.
yeah, no, you have some people that set it up as QVC, but it doesn't necessarily have to be set up that way.
Okay, I was just curious. I thought about it. To me, it was first. I haven't done a live stream in 3 years just because I refused to do Apple products and it was killing me. I know they've updated that since. But so I was thinking about ways to do it and just have it be more interesting than sitting and talking about products over and over again.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Uh, back when I keep saying back in the day, it sounds like I'm so old. I hate that, but when we first were allowed to do live streaming on the platform, like you can have up to 40 things in the carousel. Well, it made sense to have up to 40 things in the carousel at that time because we had like so many different placements and you were placed on the product page and all of that. Without that product placement, that product page placement, like that took a lot of the engagement that a lot of people got. So it was like, okay, well, what are you doing to build that engagement? So again, that's where that, am I sharing the live stream off, off site and things like that come into play. But again, that's one of the things that they want is they want the engagement on the live stream and they want it to lead to sales or lead to people coming to Amazon. And so if it's leading to people coming to Amazon and then potentially leading to sales, they're going to be great with it. But yeah, I think it is in that law. There's one of them rules that you do have to talk about what's in there, but you don't necessarily have to have a whole 40 things in there. You can have however, amount you want. Sugar said, my best-selling videos are bloopers. Me trying to sneak stuff in my in from my husband or my home cameras. Me falling down, get grippy socks. Listen, very true. If I showed videos from my sister's Ring doorbell camera, y'all, all the things y'all would probably send me bandages or music. I don't know. It could be anything that you would see on that doorbell camera. Um, Karen said something too. I have brands still asking me for my links, even though I send them in my request. Do they not work or go through? I use Linktree. So when it comes to what links, which links are you referring to? Let me go into the replies. Yeah, some of them don't have a team dealing with the messages. So it's one individual and they kind of like scan through and they don't always read it thoroughly. If you're talking about the links that we're putting in creator connections, not every brand knows how to get to those links or um, simply because we're dealing with people from all over the world when it comes to the different brands. There's a lot of that's lost in the translation. So some of them they don't know how to get to those links, and we only know that because we saw a video someone did talking about from the brand side that yeah, no, this is how you get to the link. Like he literally was like doing step by step for them. So yeah, that some of them don't know how to get to the links, or I found this out too from watching that video we talked about, like what was that, a month or so ago, where sometimes people are posting links and then taking it down, or something's happening and the link is not valid from their side. And so the brand was like, yeah, no, like you go and click on the link and it takes you to nothing. It's broken link. Yes, definitely a caffeine rush. Sugar said, has anyone done QR codes for their link tree? I've seen some people do it. I know Lane had talked one point about doing QR codes on your YouTube videos.
Yeah, so I don't use them on Linktree, but I have my VA go in on YouTube and add in QR codes for the what do you call that? The end screen on the video. So at the end of the video, you can add end screens if you guys aren't familiar with YouTube. And on the end screen, one of them, I don't know if you have to be a certain subscriber, all that type of stuff, but one of them can be a link. And I've noticed that I was able to put in my Genius links right there. So not only if you're watching on like desktop or mobile, you can click on that and it will open up the Genius link for you from YouTube on that video. but also you can assign a picture for that product. And I just simply put a QR code right there so that if people are watching, say, on like a TV or something like that, they're double screening it, they can use their phone to be able to scan the QR code. So yeah, it's kind of a win-win in my eyes for all situations, but I have no clue about the data on if people are actually scanning it because and I've talked to the guys at Genius Link before, they offer a QR code service and there's not a good way to determine unless you create an entirely new QR code for that particular link, which is just something that I haven't done yet. I guess to a certain extent, I don't care.
That part. I use so I saw Sugar said she tried to leave Linktree. Yeah. To move to free beacons. Oh, I've never heard of free beacons. I use Flow Page for my landing page. And for those of you that may be saying, what are y'all talking about? When you talk about the link that you put into your bio, you can have a landing page. Linktree is like one of the most popular ones. I do Flow Page because it gives me a QR code that I can share out and it takes people right to that landing page. And then there's other ones, like there's some where you can do like a deep link of, you can have your storefront links, you can have your email there. If you don't have one, it's something you may want to look at that may be part of your homework for this weekend, because you can have your email there. Y'all ask how brands are able to reach out to you. That's one of the ways. And then you're able to, again, highlight certain things. You can change out the links as many times as you want, switch up how you have it looking and everything. Do, 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 do.
And I was just going to add, I have used a QR code like when I go to live events and I print like cards to hand out to people or whatever. I've made a QR code that goes to the link tree, and I'm like, all my socials are here, or you can contact information, and I just put it right on the card. They could either scan it while you're right there, or you can give them the card. They could scan it and get all your contact information that way. So you could definitely do that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
to kind of double tap on that, no pun intended, on your phone setup, I'm just gonna hold down on the screen right here if it'll work. Why is it not
Sure, your
working?
tech doesn't work.
I know. Maybe I need to click. Okay, so I clicked the little side button right there, but I just made a wallpaper that contains
Yes,
my QR code as well.
I've done
So
that
whenever
too.
I'm at an event, yeah, you just simply switch over to that wallpaper and now, oh, you need a QR code? Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. And you can have all your social media links on there. They can find you wherever they need to find you. Like it's your business card.
Yeah.
It's a digital business card for you. Michelle said, when you say show, do you mean, well, we were talking about Amazon Live. We haven't really had a discussion about the YouTube Live in a while. That may be something that we bring up again. Because I don't know if we have anybody in the community that's been doing just specifically the YouTube Live. But yeah, Amazon Live, people have been coming back to that, but that may be something else that people start coming back to as well as the YouTube Lives. Andrew said, I just ordered another set of totes yesterday so I can store samples. I did too. I just had to do some rearranging in the basement and separating some things. So I had all my kitchen stuff together because I did a kitchen live stream that did pretty well. So I have some new kitchen things coming in, and I had to get a bigger tote to be able to go ahead and store everything. Oh, there's some thank yous in the comments. Shout outs to Sheryl for her organization. It's a lot, especially when you have more and more samples. Like, it's okay when you're just coming
Yeah.
in, you're getting like 20 samples in, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is a lot. No, wait till you start getting hundreds of samples.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Cheryl say, it's a system, man. I tell you that, trying to get this stuff out of here is the key. I mean, I got to get a storage here, but, yeah. And also you were mentioned about live streaming to, YouTube. I think we mentioned this before, is that normally when I broadcast live, I'm going out everywhere. I'm going, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, everything. So just want to make sure that you send it out as much as possible, but also put a link for them to come back to Amazon because I like, hey, I can't see your comments. Come on over here to Amazon.
That part. So again, and the only thing is you have to be careful when you multicast, because you know certain platforms will be like, you can't say that, you can't say the other platform, which is crazy because even with the live streams that I've been listening in on TikTok, they were like, oh, you can't, they, if you're doing videos, they don't want you to say Amazon and they don't want you to say Walmart. And I was like, understood. But people say Dollar Tree all the time. I was like, people say Dollar Tree all the time because I see the little videos of people doing stuff. Okay. I mean, and again, it just depends. Yes, come on, 67 Mustang. Sorry, that was a sidebar.
Altovise, I would stress that if you are going to repurpose your videos, I know we said this in a previous meeting, if you're going to repurpose them, if you're going to stream to multiple platforms, if you're going to leave that video up on those platforms, do not say prices, do not say discounts, do not say flash sales, do not use coupon codes, don't say any of that. Now, if you want, if you're on Amazon Live, what you can do if you have a coupon code, you can pre-make your messages and stick it in the chat where you're not verbally saying it. And when you download it to put it on YouTube or wherever, it's not going to show. But if you want to repurpose them for clips or anything else, if you have said price, discount, on sale, any of that, you've wasted that video. So just keep that in mind for anybody that is trying to figure out in their head how to do it.
That part right there. Like, there are so many different options. And here's the thing, even though you have a lot of people that are complaining right now, you still have a lot of people that are still making $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month doing this program. Even before they had Daily Fetch and Halo, like, they were still making that amount of money, and they still continue to make that amount of money. Why? It's because it's because of DFQ. DFQ, don't freaking quit. They stayed with it. They continue to do the work. They continue to do the research, get the products, work with brands, and put the content out. Like, they didn't stop. And so while other people, it became like a brick wall for them and it made them stop, they didn't stop. They kept going, and it makes a big difference. Big difference. I do see some of y'all, listen, also you do have like a practice, a way that you can practice doing live streaming on Amazon if you haven't done so. So y'all can link up and do that as well. Yes, you can have competing items in your live stream. You can put whatever in your live stream that you want. Listen, David said, I'm trying to get my wife to do a live with me for when she makes sourdough bread. We have a lot of products from Amazon that she uses. Oh, yes. And I mean, if you need a taste tester at all.
Just no duck races in your live stream.
Oh, I missed those.
I know. It was so good. It was so good.
We missed the duck races. That was cute. And man, back when people were actually given, like, you would have
that was a long time ago. Holy smokes.
Right?
Are you saying I'm old?
That was before some of these people were even
Are you
born.
saying
What are
I'm
you
old?
doing,
Is that
Doug?
what she's saying?
Right? Exactly.
She's getting back at me for saying boys like cars.
That part. Yeah, and here's the thing, David, that live stream, because it's food related, people would join just to watch food being made. You could be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and people we're going to test that. You could be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and people would tune in just because it's food. And they would tell you you're doing it wrong. You put too much jelly. You need to cut off the crust. You need to cut it diagonally. No, cut it into squares. No, cut it into you would get all types of comments conversations. But yeah, they tune in. Yeah, LinkedIn is on my approved list too. Even though I do not post, I haven't posted shoppable content over on my LinkedIn. It is on my approved list in case I do go over there, because there is a market for some of the things that I use on that platform. I just have not added it into the rotation of content that I'm doing. Well, we can't. Yeah, we can't use it on Amazon on the live streams and the posts, but you can use it on your content on social media to lead to Amazon sometimes, depending on what it is. I know YouTube, they have it, you see it more on YouTube than anywhere else. Roxanne said I've used QR codes to link to a couple products as people ask about things when I'm out and about. And I think that's one of the reasons also why Meta has now implemented where you can add the actual product link on your videos on Facebook and IG. You said some girls like cars more than face cream. I know that's right. Because listen, you said 67 Mustang. Let's go. I will go to a car show and just, I'll be driving down the street. I've been in the car with my sisters, and we've been driving down the street and saw a car, like it was a car meetup in a parking lot, and they had the whole parking lot. Oh, we crossed lanes, y'all. We almost had we we're sorry to all the cars, but we crossed like 3 lanes to get to the parking lot, and they had some beautiful cars. Oh my goodness, so many cars. And I'm a Mustang girly, so I love Mustangs. That's just me. But all of the different cars that they had out there, man, love it. And just to think, as a content creator, you go out, you can film all types of stuff. And in live streaming wise, if you have products with you or you see stuff that they may be using, that's something that you can talk about. But I know on Amazon sometimes it's a little janky for that. But you also have off of Amazon that you can do it too.
At the big car shows and stuff, when you pull in, it's a thing now. I'm going to say the kids, like, the kids stand at the entrance to the car show, and they stream the cars coming in and out. It's like, it's so cool and fun that people are loving the cars and
Dad,
stuff. But I was
how old
shocked.
are you when you say kids? Because I am one of those that I'm out there and I'm telling them to rev it up. We want to see a burnout because I don't care that the popo's at the corner and going to bust your ass. I
Yeah,
want to see it. Let's get it on video. You
listen.
are not winning me over today, Doug.
Oh, come on.
I'm just going to say.
I listen. I'm the child that's driving a new Corvette. Like, trust me, I rev it up when I go past them. But like, it was never did I think, look, we do content creation. The day that I thought I would stand at the corner and it would be a thing to be streaming cars going by that I'm completely unrelated to, revving their engines, like, it's so cool. But generally, they're like teenagers standing there on the corner doing it. But obviously, you're doing it also, so that's all good. It's all good.
Yes. Oh, somebody asked the question, how do you practice live stream? When you download the app, on the app, when you set up a live stream, there's a feature that says practice mode, and you can click on there to be able to practice, so you can know how to click on the products, how to move between products and things like that, how to change your camera around. You can see what comes up at the top of the
Mm-hmm.
screen and everything. So it's on the actual app when you set up, so you can set up the show and then hit that preview, not preview, hit that practice mode. And
Good idea.
yep.
And nobody should be afraid of doing lives. If you're at all interested, just throw it down and do it. It's fun, it's interesting, it's a learning experience. Nobody's comparing or grading you. Just have fun with it and run with it.
Yeah. One other tip I was going to mention is, we were talking about the Amazon app. Don't forget the Lens AI, man. I'm using that thing like crazy. I mean, I'm like, I got this thing out and I'm taking pictures of everything. My son brought my granddaughter over here, and I'm like, man, those are some new toys. I took a picture and boom, there it is on Amazon. Guess what I'm doing in like 5 minutes? I'm filming a video. So don't forget to use that Lens AI, guys.
Oh yeah. So we have y'all was talking it up in the comments today. Um, but yes, and I know a great thing was said, and I want to end with this because I'm an introvert too, and y'all, when I tell you my live streams, it it's always a good time. It's always a good time. Um, but before that, there was a statement that said, I'm scared I'm going to do or say something wrong while I'm live and lose my account. Here's the thing. When it comes to live streaming, yes, there may be a slip up. There may be, you make a mistake. Again, I've broken stuff on live, y'all. I've had things fall apart. I went to do a live stream on camping things and went to blow the whistle, and the whistle wouldn't blow, and I looked like something was wrong. All types of things happen. But here's the thing, that makes for engagement because you're not there, you're not expecting to do everything right. And when people see something that you've kind of messed up on or something, it allows them to understand, okay, and they're still using it. Oh, okay, they messed up with using it. So okay, let me see how they bounce back from this. It creates conversation. And even if you don't, here's the thing. When you go live, you won't always have people commenting. You may have people that's just looking, which is weird. But as somebody who's been live streaming since 2015, 2016, I've kind of gotten used to it now. But man, you will have some people that won't even comment. So it's more like you're just engaging as if you're doing a video, as if it's nobody there. And you just talking and this to this to this and this to this, and I'm using this and I messed up here. Let me try that again. Again, it's just like you're recording your regular content, and you may have somebody come in and ask a question or have a response, especially if in the community they'll come in and support. But that's all it is. I promise you. And once you do it a couple times, you're like, I don't even know what I was scared for. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. And I can say that because I had to kick my sister in order for her to do her first one. And she did it. And she did the second one, no problem. Even though she had a struggle trying to get the second one started, when she got it started, no problem. No problem at all. She did the first one, no problem. And again, it's if you think about it along the lines of, okay, it's just like I'm creating the content for that particular product. And the same way, I'm using the product, I'm talking about the product. It's the same thing. It's just live. It works. It flows so easily. Oh, trust me, that's okay. You have to edit him out of a lot of videos. And here's the thing, but that's part of what makes you you. It's listen, it happens. It does. It's real life. And that's the part, that's the content that's posted offline to say, listen, I'm still doing this though. I'm still showing up. I'm still a content creator. I'm still showing up. I'm still a content creator. And in showing up and being a content creator, guess what? Life happens. I have live streamed and my children set off the smoke alarm. The smoke alarm does not go, it doesn't just stop. They have set off the smoke alarm. They were teenagers at the time, and they set off the smoke alarm. And all I could do was just sit there as the alarm is blaring during my live stream. And they come over, sorry guys. It happens. It's real life. So goes. So goes life. Oh, you said I'm the most extrovert introvert I've ever met. Listen, I am, and I said now I think I've kind of moved into being an ambivert because I can kind of maneuver between both. But man, extroverts show up, that's it. That's all she wrote. I didn't shut down. I don't hear nobody, see nobody. I'm in the corner. I'm rocking back and forth. Is it time to go now? Is it time to go now? Woo! I've gone to events, especially events at like at a hotel, a conference, and everybody's in there having lunch together, and I leave, just go sit by the pool, or just go for a walk. Can't do it. All right, y'all. We are way past time. Thank you to the team. I appreciate y'all for not beating me up, for not cussing me out. But there's a 2:00 Logie call that Eileen will be heading up with some great information for you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I think we got to all of the questions at least in the comments. So make sure that you are going. And there was just something that got posted. If you use Post Tap, check your email. Thank you for that reminder, Andrew, in the comments. Thank you so much, all of you, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. I will see you all on the 2:00 call. Also, thank you, as always, to the team. I cannot stress enough how much the team is on it when it comes to everything in the background. So thank you so much to AHUD, the rest of the Logie team, Emmy, Jean, all of you. We absolutely love you guys and all that y'all do. And we will see you at that 2 p.m. session, you guys. See you.
Bye, y'all.